honestly wasn't expecting to actually start talking about this, but I saw something in relation towards the shadow drop of the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion yesterday, and I felt the need to talk about it just a little bit. So obviously most of you have already probably seen that Bethesda decided to go ahead and shadow drop the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion remaster, and this is obviously pretty huge because of the fact that Oblivion is one of the most highly praised games of the entire Elder Scrolls series. It's very beloved. A lot of people started with Oblivion back in the day when it first released, and I think like 2006. So this has been in the making for a very, very long time. And from what I've seen, a lot of people are very, very happy with the end product. It's basically just Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, but it looks better, and it's just better in most facets that it needed to, and it is already being heralded as basically the gold standard of what a remaster should be and should do. I feel like that could arguably been said a few years ago when they did that for Spyro and Crash Bandicoot, but Oblivion is not a bad thing to say that for as well. And what do you know, of course, the anti-woke have to jump onto this and say some really stupid shit. And if you go onto the Twitter replies for the Elder Scrolls account when they had released a trailer for this shadow drop for this game, which by the way, I want to give my flowers to Xbox and Game Pass and just Xbox in general because they own Bethesda. I'm really happy that they released this on all platforms instead of just containing it towards PC and Xbox and their Game Pass subscription. I'm glad that they released it on all platforms and that they released two versions, which the base version being $50 and the deluxe edition being $60. It seems like that they really saw a lot of the complaints that people had been having with Nintendo and the fact that they want to charge Mario Kart of all games to $80 digital. So maybe that wasn't actually a contributing factor, but it really feels that way. And I feel like Xbox is now becoming the most affordable console seller right now at the moment, especially because of considering the fact that Xbox has Game Pass, which you can pay a monthly subscription to play a whole bunch of games, which is obviously a very good thing. And it's just so strange, like seeing how we don't have the other studios, like the other big name studios, like from Sony and Nintendo doing the same thing. It's just weird. Back to what I was saying about the replies on the Twitter video and the release trailer on the Elder Scrolls Twitter account. You go and you start reading the replies, and everyone's just saying, oh, it's DEIBS, it's go woke, go broke. Oh, why did they do the whole change with the male, female to type A, type B, type 1, type 2 stuff? And basically, for those of you who don't understand what I'm talking about, in the character creation of Elder Scrolls, you're able to select which body gender do you want to have. Do you want to have a male looking body or a female looking body? Do you want to go male or female? Back in the day when the game first released, it had a male and female option, but now in the remaster, they have changed it to type A or type 1 and type 2. And for some reason, the anti-woke lost their mind when they saw this. They're like, oh, this is such an unnecessary change. They need to do this and that, yada, yada, yada. And it's just like, yeah, like it's an unnecessary change, but talking about it doesn't serve anything. It doesn't, we're not talking about the game at this point. We're talking about something that is completely superfluous and does nothing. As soon as you choose the option that you're going for, you're gonna forget about it basically immediately. And even then, this is a role-playing game where you can choose a certain body type and identify it as however way that you want. If you're transgender, but you choose the body type that you have, which may coincide but to looking like a feminine looking body, you can still identify in however way that you want, because it doesn't matter at the end of the day. This is a role-playing game, this is a role-playing fantasy game, and the fact that people are complaining about this is just ridiculous. You go and you look at the Steam charts, and I think in like the first like 3 hours or so, it had like over 100,000 people playing on just Steam, and obviously Steam is the only place that people are playing this on. They're playing this on other consoles such as PlayStation, they're playing it through Game Pass. So there are a bunch of numbers that we don't have that could potentially have shot this number even higher than what we currently have. But the fact that Steam alone has over 100,000 players playing, and at peak had like over 182,000 people playing, is obviously a very insane metric. But of course, then you have fucking people on Twitter like Yorts Towards Games talking like, and like I hate that he does this, by the way, and I reply to his tweets all the time, just like being in like the whole stereotypical like nerdy sounding voice as much as possible, because that's how I read it whenever he tweets this shit. Gamers, just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in. Oblivion Remaster features type A and type B body types instead of male or female. This game is non-binary. I repeat, Oblivion Remaster is non-binary. Just freaking out about the most nonsensical shit ever. Something that just doesn't matter at the end of the day. And if you actually go and you look at the replies, even one of his own supporters is like, I feel like this alone is not good enough to by or to skip it. He replies, it is. They also removed the game's original glow. He replied back saying, I genuinely want some recommendation from you. I've never seen a post where you praise a game. I'm just as anti-woke as you, but even I'm willing to make exceptions when a game is good enough. And then I saw this like when I woke up this morning. I woke up pretty early, got on Twitter because I was debating on whether or not I wanted to make this video or not. Saw Pirate Nation tweet out saying Nexus Mods deleted the body type mod for Oblivion, which, yeah, very early on, like a few hours after the launch of the game, and people started seeing that they had the whole body type 1 and 2 thing, someone made a mod and they made it to where it was male and female, and Nexus Mods deleted it like minutes after the mod had been up. And like the fact that this mod even existed in the first place is absolutely insane, because this is, like I said, this is such a superfluous thing and just didn't need to exist. We're talking about something in the game that doesn't affect performance, it doesn't affect gameplay, it doesn't really affect story all that much. It is something that you choose at the very beginning of the game when you're creating your character, and then you're gonna forget about it 5 minutes after you're done creating your character. There's no reason to hark on this as much as the people are doing, but they're still doing it anyways. And even someone in the replies for Pirate Nation in response to the Nexus mod and body type mod being removed, someone compared this to fucking propaganda and communist censorship. They're comparing this to communism of all things. This is absolutely insane. And the fact that Smash JT of all people was like, yes, well said, I agree with this statement, is just the funniest thing in the fucking world. John De La Rose, another grifter, talked about it. Vara Dark said some stupid shit like Oblivion Remake replaces male-female with body type 1-2, leading to debates about faithful remasters. I literally had just done talking about how people have been praising this game for being the gold standard of what a remaster should be. What is the debate here? What are we even talking about? Are we talking about the fact that they don't have a gender option anymore and they have type 1 and 2? I'll give you this, right? They could have done what Baldur's Gate 3 did. You could have chosen a body type, and then you could have chosen your preferred pronouns, because I believe that's what Baldur's Gate 3 did. And that's obviously a very good option. And that's an option that other games should be doing if they want to go ahead and continue with this type 1, type 2 stuff. And I'll give you that at the very least. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt and choose and go with something that actually helps the problem, right? That you're completely making up out of thin air, right? Let's pretend like this is an actual fucking issue. There's a solution that has already been done in a previous other game that has released a couple years ago, and you're not talking about it. All you're talking about is just how much of an issue this is without providing a solution. Like, provide a solution if you're actually gonna make something bigger than it actually is. If you're gonna see something as a problem, at least have a solution instead of just complaining about it. And then I saw a tweet of someone talking about this is how you end up with body type 1 and 2 in your remastered Oblivion game. And they just show like 2 employees who are women, I'm presuming, right? They might not identify as women, but you obviously know what the person's trying to insinuate. They're trying to insinuate that women being on the development team means that the game is bad for some reason, which doesn't make any sense. And then of course, the main man himself, Grums, who is the, I guess, king of all grifters, talks about how it is the stupidest tweet possible. If Bethesda Studios switches back to the original Oblivion MF, male-female, and a patch, they would see a huge boost in sales. No, they wouldn't. Right? No, they wouldn't, because people don't fucking care. Logical people don't care about this. They're gonna buy the game because they're a fan of Oblivion. That's why they're gonna buy it. They're gonna buy Oblivion because of word of mouth of people saying how amazing this game is. That's why people are gonna buy it. And some people are probably gonna buy this game out of spite because of the fact that they see so many people complaining about the type 1-2 stuff. So, like, insane. Like, absolutely insane. You even have people coping in the comments. I just saw it. I just saw it. You even have someone like coping in the comments saying, let's take details of visual progress and artistic credibility to chase the Reddit irony vote. Like, just the absolute cope. And of course, like, one of the main reasons as to why he also doesn't like this game is the fact that he can't jerk off to beautiful female characters, right? He can't make a beautiful female character. So I don't know. Just this whole thing is absolutely insane. The fact that people are trying to make this so much grander of an issue is just the funniest thing imaginable. It's pathetic. It's sad. All these people are such sad people. I like the sad people that I cannot take seriously. Yeah, that's honestly pretty much it for me, though. I don't really have much else to say about the topic other than that. Am I gonna eventually play Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion? Maybe, right? I don't really have interest in playing Oblivion at the moment. I don't really have interest in playing Oblivion at the moment because right now I'm playing Tekken. I've been playing a lot of Tekken. I've been trying to get really better at that. I've kind of hit a wall right now, but I really want to improve. I really want to get better at the game. But whenever I have time and whenever I have an opportunity, I definitely want to go ahead and check out Oblivion because I really liked Skyrim when I finally played that. I didn't play it when it first came out, and I didn't play it for a very long time until they inevitably ended up doing one of their remasters, and I played that, but I really enjoyed it. And people always have heralded this game, the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, as being one of the best Elder Scrolls games, one of the best fantasy RPGs, and I'm interested to try it out. So whenever that happens, I'll go ahead and check it out whenever I have an opportunity. Another reason why I wasn't very interested in checking it out either was simply because of the fact that I just didn't really have faith that the game would be good because I just don't really trust modern Bethesda games now. Fallout 76 was just a game that I don't really care for. Of course, it probably has gotten better over the years, but it's still not a game that I really care to try to check out, and I have no interest in really playing. Starfield, in all aspects, was just kind of a massive disappointment from what I have seen. Obviously, I haven't really played it, but from what I have seen, I thought that I would be disappointed if I checked it out, so I just saved my money and just didn't even bother. You know, obviously I have like a way to be able to like play it, because even though I mainly play on console, I can play it on my PC. I can get Game Pass and play it there, but I just didn't care for it. It seemed like that Bethesda was just going back to doing all the things that they have done before in the past, and they just never really innovated and never really went beyond the formula that they've been doing for so long, and I just didn't really care to try to experience that again. But you know what? I'll give it a shot if I have an opportunity to do so. Anyways, that's pretty much it. I've rambled on for a long time at the end of the video. I'm sorry about that, but yeah, that's pretty much it. If you liked the video though, please be sure to leave a like if you want to see more. Please be sure to subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video. I apologize for all the voice cracks. I'm voice cracking a lot. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out. Peace.